Hey guys, hey, I want to talk about this TikTok video I saw today. I didn't see it on TikTok. I saw it on a YouTube channel. It says something like TikTok takes on inflation. I think it's a political and economic analyst. And there's this young gal, 22 years old. She's a teacher. She only has an associate's degree. And kind of complaining, like she's basically telling, like, you know, people that are retired that worked in the 50s and not knowing, like, complaining like, oh, inflation today, what she's going through, it is so much harder than what they went through. You know, minimum wage today, like I said, I did another video and there's a Jimmy John's out by me paying $20 an hour to make sandwiches. That's a lot of money. Do you know what minimum wage was in the early 1950s? Say 50 to 56? 75 cents an hour. That was minimum wage. 75 cents an hour. Okay? And maybe she's buying just a bunch of junk food and all this crap. So her grocery bill's $200, $500. I mean, she can't even make sense of what her grocery bill is. But it's just, oh man, I don't know. It just lit me up a little bit this morning. And it's like every generation had their challenges. My generation, and then obviously all the generations before me, went through 9/11. I was 36 years old, I believe, when 9/11 happened. And, or 34. Whatever it was. I was born in 1969. I'm 55 today. So do the math. Take 23 years off of that and off of my age. So I was 32 actually, not 36. 32 years old. I had just built a huge custom home. Did all the work myself with buddies of mine and, you know, subcontractors. But I did everything myself. And when that happened, that ruined that date. Actually, literally, in my personal opinion, that actually just ruined the country and ruined the world. Just because of that one evil attack. Regardless of, you know, you got your conspirators or whatever, my point is, every generation has gone through things, challenges, and then I went through the challenge of the housing crash. I went through that. I had a spec home that lost money. I had another home that I personally went through enough stuff, but I never sat there complaining about it. You strap on your boots, you walk out the door, and you get on with your life, and you make the most of it, and you do whatever you have to do to get through the day. But I'm going to show you a little clip of this gal complaining how hard it is for her, you know. And I'll, you know, before I start this, I'll get a little bit. I would not have wanted to been in the Depression, the Great Depression, where there was you couldn't get money out of the banks. There were soup lines. Men and women were lined up in children to try to get a piece of bread and some soup and water. And you're saying today is so hard. You were able to buy food. You have a credit card. They didn't have credit cards back then where they could buy now, pay later. So you tell me, how hard is it really today? There are more opportunities today with all the tech industry. There are more jobs today available that you can go after if you work for it than there was even 50 years ago. The job industry is endless. There's so many types of jobs out there you could go for. But the problem is we have blinders on, and I talked about this in another video, and you're not looking at all the opportunities. You're like, I want to be a teacher. You know teachers don't make any money. You know their salaries are garbage. Why that is, I don't know. Don't think you're going to get into it and think it's going to change. You know, it's great. We need teachers. I'm not saying that. Thank you for the teachers out there Thank you for doctors and nurses, construction workers. I appreciate all those jobs. And yeah, it just, I'm going to throw it to her. And yeah, you get to listen to this. Here we go.
I know I'm not the only one who notices that everything is going up except for the wages of these damn jobs, and we finna talk about it. I just hate how older people always talking about, oh, y'all young people don't want to work, y'all always want stuff handed to y'all, y'all lazy, y'all always complaining. Pause. Let me pause you right there. Do y'all not realize that it's so fucking hard living in this generation in today's time compared to how it was in 1950, 1960, 1970, and the 80s and the 90s? It's very hard in 2024. See, back then, y'all rent was $200, $300, $400 a month. Y'all little car note was not that expensive. Grocery back then was not that expensive. You could probably get away with paying $40 for a whole carload of groceries. Nowadays, you can spend over $500, $200 just going to the store, going to Walmart and Publix, getting a few.
Okay, I'm going to back up to what I said earlier. If she thinks groceries back then in the 50s was $40, minimum wage was 75 cents an hour. So that means, I'm going to try to do some really fast math. 2 hours is $3, right? No, 2 hours is $1.50. Then times that by 4. That's $6. You're making $6 a day. $6 a day. Help me out if I'm doing my math right. Because like I said, 2 hours, $1.50. And then you double that, that's 4 hours, that's $3. Yeah, that's $6 a day. $6. That doesn't pay for groceries in one day. So that means 5 days, if you work 5 days a week at $6 an hour, and taxes come out. Don't forget about that, you know. There is a FICA tax, or not, yeah, everything, taxes are all there. The IRS, the state, that did exist back then also. So that would only be $48 a week. I did my math wrong. 6 times 5 is 30. That's $30 a week. So if she thinks food was $40, that's how ignorant this generation is. And I'm not going to put you all in that category. I ran into a young man, he's helping out at the pantry, doing some community service, 20 years old. He just had an interview Friday. I hope he got the job. But you know what? He realizes the reality of how expensive things are, but he's going to try to make something of himself in his life. He's doing it for his grandfather. He's doing it for his mother. He's doing it, he's doing it for his family, and he's doing it for himself. He has not complained one bit about all that. Maybe because he's around us older folks. There's retirees and myself that, give them, that are pushing them in the right direction to stay positive. Don't think negative about how expensive things are. But yeah, that means that family would have to work a week, 7 days. 7 days to buy a $40 grocery bill. Grocery bills were not $40, by the way. But still, to make only $6 a day at minimum wage. Don't get a minimum wage job. That's for younger kids. If you're still doing a minimum wage job at 22 years old, you're going to struggle. You are going to struggle. You might have to get 2 minimum job wages or jobs in today's time. But yeah, let's go back and listen to this girl complain how hard it is. It's so hard.
Items, and that's it. Like, people, we struggling. I don't think y'all older people really understand how hard it is. I'm 22. How hard it is trying to pay for gas, pay for your car note, pay for your car insurance, working the bare minimum. I'm a teacher with my associate's degree, still getting paid the fucking bare minimum. Might get paid $12, $13, $14, but you got athletes out here kicking the damn ball, getting paid fucking millions.
Whoa. So now you're rich.
So I could care less what athletes make. I could really give to, they're not, for me, they don't do anything for me. I don't follow athletes. I don't follow celebrities. I can see them in public, and I'm not the type of person, I could care less. I don't want their autograph. I could care less. So you could throw a football. I was just telling my wife, you know who are the actual, the people, the stars, the celebrities, are people that are in the healthcare world, the firemen, the police department, construction workers? What about the surgeons that are heart surgeons and that's saving a family member doing, you know, a very extensive heart surgery, you know, to save their life, because without it, they're not going to survive. And wouldn't it be cool if they had sponsorships because of the fact of their awesome performance of saving lives, not throwing a football, and you got a Patrick Mahomes throws a football and someone fumbles, or the guy doesn't catch, or he gets an interception. Big deal. I really don't. I mean, you're a human being. I respect you as a human being. I'll treat you cordially. But as far as like to look up to you because you know what you do for a living, nah. I look up to people that are really making a bigger impact in life. That's me. I may get a lot of confrontation or hate about that, with how I feel about that, but that's the group of people that I really I really look up to and appreciate, and think that and of course, and they're underpaid. A heart surgeon making $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. I don't know I know they make good money, but for an athlete or a celebrity to make millions of dollars, do they really earn it? And they can make you make a movie and they go over their line over and over. They can make mistakes left and right, but as a heart surgeon, you can't make a mistake. Anything. You cannot make a mistake. Being a dentist, anything when you're touching with your body, just to help you with your health. Those are the rock stars in my opinion. People building America, people saving lives, people protecting lives, people putting out fires. That's a big deal for me. Not that I put down like. I appreciate all the truck drivers. That's another big deal. Without them, we do need chefs, restaurant workers. We do need all these people. Well, this girl, I'm trying to get back to this girl. She has it to where she thinks that this generation, if this is the Gen Z generation, if I'm saying it right, that they're having it the hardest amongst every single generation. I don't know about that. I highly doubt it. They got it pretty good. We have so much technology. We have so many opportunities in this country. So many opportunities. It's the blinders. Take them off instead of focusing on one type of particular job. Kids that want to go to college, they want to get a degree in being a computer programmer or analytic software stuff. Any of that stuff. I don't know much about that stuff. I'm in the construction world. When I was building, housing, and in the parts we're doing schools and hospitals, police stations, fire departments, all that kind of cool stuff, libraries, and then you got the infrastructure, the men and women building bridges and the roads. I mean, that's really cool. That's cool shit there. There's opportunities. She could make more money somewhere else, but she chose to be a teacher. Nothing against teachers. You work hard, you got to put up with all that crap. I would probably be fired the first day if I was. I wouldn't be able to deal with these kids today. Hopefully, I still have hope for the future, for the next generations. Hopefully, you parents, younger parents, are teaching your kids morals and values. But this generation is not the hardest generation. We're all going through the same difficult time right now because the millennials exist. The Xennials, whatever you want to call them, the Gen Xers, the Boomers, the greatest generation of all time. They may not, there's still some of them out there, but they're almost 100 years old, maybe older than that, if they're even alive anymore. But we still exist, so we are in the same boat. So don't say, you still have opportunities to change direction of a career path at 22 years old. Sorry for the rant rave. And make wise choices. You have to in today's world, no matter what. My wife and I, we made wise choices. My wife got out of being a nurse. She's a nurse practitioner now. And, she had to go back to school, making a choice of life. Because when you get older, to be on your feet all day and being a call nurse and all that stuff in the cardiac cath lab and stuff like that. I get it. She made a change in her career. at 51 years old. You know? And she did it. You can do it. You don't have to be stuck in, yeah, just because you went to school to be in this degree, young lady. You can change your mind still, Be smarter, make wise decisions. And yeah, we all have to watch our pennies. Gasoline, up here, $2.79 a gallon? That's not bad. I remember in the 90s, went to $4 in the 90s. I remember I got my raise, and I'm like, holy shit, that raise is all it's doing is covering my gas. That's it. So I didn't get all my raise, it was cover the gas hike. That was it. I went through that in the 90s. And it wasn't just me, it was everybody. Everyone in my generation went through that stuff in the 90s. So when I was in my 20s, I would have been in my 30s. I would have been in my 30s. And I went through it. We all go through it. But yeah, hey, leave some comments. And I'm not going to get into if there's going to be I really want to get into political stuff, whatever. I could care less. But the bottom line is, it's more or less all the very top dogs that are making our economy worse. Even the government. And but we just gotta get through it. Every other generation got through all their difficult times. There will be good times ahead of us. Look at the bright side, stay positive, and make good choices, like I said earlier. So I'm gonna leave it at that note. Like and subscribe, and well, let's talk on the next one.